Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I'm Ryan Boland. Thank you all for joining me. What I want to talk about in this video is a follow-up of a video that I did Wednesday in reference to Skip Bayless's response to a attack on him, basically, of a tweet that he made in reference to the young man that passed out and collapsed on the football field Monday. He got a lot of backlash for that. And the video I did was talking about people basically wanting to get this man fired. Skip Bayless wanting to get him fired. Well, on that day, Shannon Sharpe, his sparring partner, came back and they began to have a discussion because he had been gone that day. So when he came back, they began to have a discussion about the incident and it became heated. The discussion became heated. Now, the article that I'm about to read, a portion of it is opinionated. At the end, because at the end of the editorial, the writer of the article gives his opinion. Now, having said that, what I'm going to do after I read his opinion, I'm going to give my opinion. And the opinion that I'm going to give, some people might not like this opinion, but I can't help but see what I see or sense what I'm seeing here. And I'm going to give you what I'm talking about when I read this article. And I'm going to let you guys listen in on an audio clip of Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless having this heated discussion between each other. Okay, so let's get right into this article. And it starts off, co-host Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless clashed Wednesday in an intense and awkward exchange over Bayless's controversial tweet following Damar Hamlin's collapse on Monday Night Football. Sharpe, usually positioned across from Bayless as his daily debate sparring partner on Undisputed, missed Tuesday's show amid the backlash over a tweet Bayless posted the night of Hamlin's collapse, in which Bayless wondered about how the NFL might handle the rescheduling of the all-important game, yet still that Hamlin's injury made the outcome of the game seem, quote, irrelevant. Okay, and you can see his tweet. Fans, athletes, and influencers blasted Bayless for talking about playing the game in the immediate aftermath of the incident, which made Sharpe, a former NFL legend, missing the next morning's edition of the show, highly suspicious. On Wednesday, Sharpe assumed his usual spot across from Bayless and attempted to explain his absence, but things quickly went awry once he began discussing Bayless's tweet. Okay, and I'm gonna let you guys listen in on this tweet here. I'm gonna let you guys listen in on this an audio clip of the discussion, and it's pretty heated. And you know, and what's crazy, let me say this about the entertainment industry. You have to really wonder about a lot of this stuff because it's entertainment, it's TV. The situation obviously that happened to that young man was horrible. But when I see this kind of stuff on TV, are they just saying these things off the top of their head, or is this all a part of the monologue? Is this all a part of the script? Can they just say, I mean, you know, you can't help but wonder. It's got to be certain things that I'm pretty sure that they're allowed to say, but I can't help but wonder, is all of this stuff planned? But that's another story. That's a whole nother concept. So I'm going to let you guys listen in on this heated discussion between the two of these guys. And it looks sincere. It looks like a real heated discussion. But I'm going to let you guys listen. Let's listen to this.
There's been a lot of speculation of why I wasn't on air yesterday, and I won't get into speculation or conjecture or innuendo, but I will say this. In watching that game on Monday night, what happened to Damar Hamlin struck me a little different. As a brotherhood in the NFL, when injuries happen, when we know injuries are a part of the game, I've seen guys suffer ACLs and Achilles tear, but I've never seen anybody have to be revived and fight for their life on the field. So they struck me a little differently because I remember seeing my brother paralyzed on the field temporarily, and he was able to regain focus. Skip tweeted something, and although I disagree with the tweet, and hopefully Skip would take it down, but I didn't want it.
Well, time out. I'm not going to take it down because I stand by what I tweeted.
Skip, let me
Okay.
finish.
All right. Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Go ahead, let's go, Jen.
Okay.
I mean, I cannot even get through a monologue without you interrupting
Okay.
me. You
Well,
could have came back. Skip,
well, I thought-
Skip, just let.
I didn't know you were going to bring up
No,
this.
I was just going to say, Skip, I didn't want to yesterday to get into a situation where Damar Hamlin was the issue. We should have been talking about him and not get into your tweet. That's what I was going to do. But you can't even let me finish my opening monologue without you interrupting.
Okay. I was under the impression you weren't going to bring this up because nobody here had a problem with that tweet.
No, clearly the bosses wanted you to offer explanation. So clearly,
No,
somebody
they did not have. Nobody.
Let's go, Jen.
So that was pretty heated. That's just a small audio clip of the discussion, the exchange between the two of them. And it was pretty heated. But once again, this is pop culture, which I'm going to give my commentary on in a minute. So the writer of this article asked this question, and this is their opinion on it. So who is at fault here? While much of the media is blasting Bayless for, quote, interrupting Sharpe's monologue, it must be said that Sharpe put Bayless in an impossible position. He says he missed yesterday's show because he didn't want Bayless' tweet to be the main topic when they should have been talking about Hamlin. I hope I'm not. Please forgive me for mispronouncing his name. Please forgive me. So why bring it up 2 days later? Sharpe says he doesn't want to get into, quote, conjecture or innuendo about why he was absent on Tuesday. But then he immediately feeds the, quote, conjecture and innuendo by bringing up the tweet. A topic which, at least according to Bayless, Sharpe said he was not going to bring up during his monologue. So what is Bayless supposed to do? Sit there like a potted plant while Sharpe mischaracterizes, in Bayless' view, his tweet? He makes a valid point here. It makes no sense. It also needs to be said that it's Skip's show. He's the boss. If he wants to interrupt Sharpe, especially if Sharpe is going off script on a topic that makes Bayless look bad, he has the right to interrupt him. The whole controversy is stupid anyway. Bayless was merely wondering how and when the NFL might reschedule the game. That's an entirely valid thing to think about, especially given his job. He made it abundantly clear that Hamlin's collapse made everything football related seem irrelevant. Twitter has ruined our public discourse. People don't even think or read anymore. Absolutely. This whole episode is all the proof you need of that. And that's the end of that article right there. And I love what they said. I agree with the opinion of the writer of the article. He says people don't read anymore. They don't. And let me say this. First off, let me say this about pop culture. Once again, this is pop culture. Pop culture. I can't help but wonder the stuff that these two were talking about. Is it a distraction, from the bigger, weightier things that's going on in politics and decisions that these politicians are making for us that's going to alter our life from this point on? I'm just saying, pop culture is what controls and manipulates the minds of millions of people. And unfortunately, I said this before in the previous video, emotion can get in the way. When you allow emotion to dictate and control your decisions, sometimes the outcome is not favorable for you and other people. So this whole pop culture thing, man, it can get out of hand. I think it's pop culture is being used and manipulated against the people to keep the people inside a box, to keep them feeling and not thinking. Just like the writer of that article said, people don't read anymore, and they don't read anymore. You pick up, you tell them pick up, but they look at you like you're crazy. They look at you like you're crazy. It's becoming more and more. Well, let me rephrase that. It's amazing to me when I actually see people reading. Doesn't matter what book they're reading. It's amazing to me when I see people actually reading. Because we've become so enamored with technology, HD TVs, smartphones, smart this, smart that, We become so enamored with technology and social media and so forth that it's almost like we can't let it go. All of these type of amenities are part of pop culture, part of popular culture. And they have popular culture at a grip. They have gripped the minds of the people. They have gripped the emotions of the people. And I can't help but wonder if all of these amenities and these things that we enjoy on a day-to-day basis, if all these things just go and they're no longer around, what would we do? That's one of the reasons why I collect books. That's one of the reasons. I collect books because the other reason is because I love to read and I love to stay on top of things. And I want to be educated and be informed so that I can hopefully inform other people. That's one of the reasons. But the other reason is because if all this stuff just go and zonk out, I'll have something to back me up. I got books. Okay? Books, plenty of them, to keep me occupied, to keep my mind stimulated. When we looking at all these, and anyway, looking at all this, these HD TVs and smart screens and so forth, alpha waves is flowing from this stuff. This is a science. This is not conspiracy theory. Alpha waves flow from these big screen TVs. Alpha waves are brain waves. They're scientific fact. They flow from these TVs, these big screen TVs, and these high def smartphone screens that flow from these things, and they put us in a soft form of hypnosis, believe it or not. They put you in a soft form of hypnosis. It calms you down. That's why when you sit before a TV, I said this in the previous video, when you sit before a high def big screen TV, you feel relaxed. The feeling of relaxation doesn't come from the movie that you're watching. Half the time, a lot of these newer movies, and I said this before, suck anyway. So it isn't because the movie is so great. It's because the alpha waves flowing from the big screen TV put you in a relaxed state of mind. It puts you in a soft, hypnotic state. Now, there's nothing wrong with that because scientists say that helps you to retain information better when you're in a relaxed state. And that's a good thing when you're taking in information that's healthy. But when you're taking in a lot of garbage that's not healthy, okay, then that can be damaging. Because what happens is that when the alpha waves put you in that semi-hypnotic state and relaxes your mind, the thinking part of your brain shuts down, which means that you're not able to analyze and discern the information that's coming to you. So your subconscious absorbs that information. Next thing you know, your behavior and your belief systems begin to progressively change over the course of time. And you don't even know why. So, pop culture. Pop culture. You be saying, what's they got to do with Shannon and tweeting? Because a lot of this stuff could be just a distraction. A lot of that could be scripted. I don't know. It looks sincere, but the other thing that I wanted to say too on this topic, and this is out of the box, just my opinion, but because of all the talk about race this, race that, race, black this, white that, black, the black, the black, the white man this and the white man that, and systemic racism and microaggression and all this other buffoonery, I can't help but wonder, is this on a small scale, hidden and unspoken race related? You got a white man who supposedly said something that was insensitive, although he apologized, supposedly said something that was insensitive about a black man that collapsed on the field. And then you have another guy who comes on here who's his sparring partner on this show, a black man. You may be asking, what's my point? My point is that it could be true. It could be that people are jumping on Skip Bayless, because he's white. They may not say it, but they could be jumping on him, wanting to get him canceled and fired and all this other kind of stuff because he's white. What if he was black? Would that have been the same case? Would they have wanted to crucify him upside down? I'm just saying. But see, people don't say that. But because we're surrounded by race-related issues that's been initiated or pushed by the liberal left and by Democratic politicians, that's all people think about. Race this, race this, race this. When 99.9% of the time, in my opinion, 99.9% of the time, the issues are not race-related. The issues are merely this person is a jerk, that person is a good person, this person is a scumbag, that person is a degenerate. And it just so happens they're white, it just so happens they're black, it just so happens they're Hispanic, it just so happens they're Asian, but they just happen to be jerks or good people. You get them in all flavors and all colors. But when you get the politicians to jump on board, when you get the radical left to jump on board, they twist it into a racial issue in order to keep us divided. And in this particular instance, I can't help but wonder if that's the issue with Skip Bayless and everybody wanted to murder the man, if you know what I mean. I'm just saying. I wonder. Pop culture, people. Pop culture. It's the controlling aspect. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. God bless you all, and see you again.